Hey, this is Morgan Freeman. This show is gross and disgusting and should only be enjoyed by adults. Sick, perverted adults. Listener discretion is advised.
People always ask me how I stay so youthful. I tell them I eat well, get plenty of rest, and every third Sunday I drink the blood of a virgin. And these days, they're getting harder and harder to find.
You're listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
Day, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, that sounds a lot like us.
It does. That's,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
what we're compared to anyway.
Yeah, well, consider the source. People calling us morons.
Yeah.
Mouth breathers. Actually, I breathe through my mouth, too. I never understood
Hartman, your senior drill instructor.
that. Anyhow.
From now on, you will speak only when spoken to.
That's what they
And
want.
the first
Yeah,
and
oh, I know.
last
Yeah,
words
that's
out
what's
of
gonna
your
happen.
filthy sewers will be served. Do you maggots understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
We're trying.
Shh.
So we have a guest coming in.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I think he's stuck in traffic.
Yeah, it's probably only
I
riding
don't know.
outside and stuff.
So anyway, he'll be here soon. We're expecting Diego.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. And so here we are, Jim. It's almost a week after Halloween.
Yeah.
It's close to it, within 2 days. It feels like forever ago, but yesterday at the same time. And we had a spectacular week here, Halloween here.
I mean, how many kids do you think we had? It had to be at least 300 kids.
Nancy said it was well over 200 based on the amount of candy that she gave out. Mm-hmm. And the stream was just
Hello, Tom.
nonstop.
Well, they came in little waves, but it was like the little waves and then the big waves.
There were some huge waves.
And we had Joy's kids were over our house for a while, so they were
I saw
entertaining the
that.
crowds.
Yeah, they came over here very briefly.
Yeah, I heard you like, I know you.
I had Frank here for a while. I know he stopped up.
Yep, he came up. Bless you. I got to say, I was really
Possessed.
ultra disgusted by the day. The heat and
The
the
heat
wind.
it was really weird.
Let me explain how much
Sweating profusely.
I was in that suit dying
Oh.
all night. Like, people were looking at me like, "Oh, you are sweaty." I'm like, "Fuck, yes, I am. I'm dying in this." But besides that,
Yeah.
I have a little one animatronic that I bought that all it does is it sits on the ground, but I built legs for it for the last couple of years, and it stands right next to the gate, and it's like, "Ugh," and it's
Yeah, it's cool. I've seen it.
I had to take it down because it was so hot. The plastic on the bottom got a little melty, and it was so windy it kept blowing over.
Yeah.
Then we had those lights in the tree, the candles.
Yeah.
We had 13 of them. One even fell today. It's the glue that's holding them on. I'm using hot glue because it's transparent or translucent, at least. You can't tell it's there. It melted off them. All day long, we're watching them drop.
Oh, my God.
By the way, they're still lit. We haven't turned them off.
I know. Every night when I go by.
So in a couple days, we're going to celebrate Halloweenika. So I'm hoping for 8 days. So
And
we're
we
going to see
know
if
it lasted 8 days.
we're going to see if the batteries last 8 days. Then we're going to have a whole new thing we can celebrate.
I do want to say one quick thing to Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, your video this week was excellent. I am fairly certain I drove on that road, and there was another access road behind Benjamin Rush Park. Tom Nally from This is Tom's World. He puts up really cool videos about Northeast Philly and Lower Bucks, and things that are there and things that aren't there anymore. And there was another access road up near the Lincoln Motel. I think that's what it was called. And I drove back there with an ex-girlfriend. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time, because we used to stay at all those hotels and we used to go exploring back
Dirty
there.
fucker.
Yeah, I stayed at probably, and if you know those hotels, you're like, oh, dude, that's gross. But I stayed.
There were no lights
There
back
were like
then.
six hotels along there, and I probably stayed in like probably 4 out of the 6. There was one nice Ramada or something like that, but we were 19 years old, and there was nowhere to go, and I would say I was sleeping at my friends, and she would say she was sleeping at her friends, and it was a way for us to have a nice evening. The North American, that was the place that
I don't know. I stayed at the Motel 6 once, and the hookers drank all the coffee in the morning and pissed me off. So
Now, I don't remember. Now, I'm sure there were because those were the kind of places they were. They were fairly clean, though. But I'm sure there were hookers and all that stuff. But what are you going to do?
Oh, my girlfriend in college was working up at Maddie's on the main line up in, I don't know where the hell it is now, Fraser, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And she was bartending there, and I went to go visit her, and I went in the wrong door. And I wound up in the hotel part of it. And it smelled like the floor of a nudie booth would.
Oh.
And there were just people, just like guys in their underwear going to the ice machine.
So this wasn't that bad. So, Tom's saying,
hello,
they're
Patricia
trash
and Jim.
now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Jim's not a lady.
But, back in the day, it was still a point where they would put that they had color television. That's how old I am.
Yeah.
And I remember
now it's Wi-Fi.
watching, I forget what morning show it was, but they had
Phil Donahue.
Robert Hazard was on local TV in the morning. It was Maury Povich when he was Philadelphia based or something before he became, the Maury Povich that we all know.
Before he became that guy.
Because he started at Channel 3 in Philly on KYW. Back when they were an NBC affiliate.
Half the women at CNN were in Philly at one point. No?
Well, a lot of people came up out of the CBS and CBS ranks that are on CNN, and then a lot of the females from WPVI are all in the upper echelons of ABC News now. Eva Pilgrim, if you remember her, a lot of. It's really cool. Sometimes when I'm watching, the news on the weekend or the night, in the morning, if I'm home, I'll see people and faces that I know and recognize, and it's really cool. And I worked at Channel 6, as I mentioned quite often on here, when I was in high school, so I feel a particular warmth toward that station and the people that I worked with there. It was a great bunch of people. So what's Jim saying?
He's taking a break from election coverage. I said, yeah,
it's going to take about 2 weeks till they figure this whole thing out.
Yeah, it's slowed down.
But that's why we're here, and we're having beer.
We're just having that. We're going to chill out. We have more beer.
Diego just sent another message. Let's see what he's saying. If I can open it. He's here. Let me go. I'll go get him.
Okay.
And you stall.
I'll complain. So the other thing that broke, you can just listen from the other room.
Sure.
So we have an 8-foot tall, 3.5 foot wide archway. It looks like a giant stone pie, like, PI pie. And we project weird stuff through it. It looks like a portal. And we've had that thing for like 3 years, and it's got lights inside that are glued to the back of it, and they shine through runes, and it looks like it's all evil and creeps out the lady across the street. Then the 81-ish degree heat actually melted the glue off, and everything just fell down to the bottom of it. So basically all the props I made were breaking all day long. I know Paul was having a hard time because they set up and break down the same day, and that has to be a nightmare when it's middle of July, hot. So I don't care where you fall on global warming. It's here because it's ruined Halloween for me, and now I'm gonna write a letter to the management and figure that out. So I'll have to figure out what's on that damn thing. But yeah, it was a good day. It was just really hot, really windy. Oh, and then what was it? The next day we left the stuff up because we had friends coming over Saturday to see it. Friday, it was windy. I kept looking out the window because we have a big gateway about 12 feet tall in our driveway, and it was doing fine. And then Mr. Adler calls me on the phone. He's like, your gate just fell and almost hit your car. I'm like, God damn it. What happened? Hello, I was talking about the gateway. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
I'm bitching about the gateway fall on Friday.
Oh.
So that was.
I caught that right after it happened.
It had to, because I just looked out the window because I was staring at it like a psychopath for hours.
Yeah.
And it just fell, and I was happy because I actually did some geometry, and I'm like, it won't hit either car.
What day was that?
It was Friday.
Friday.
It
Where
won't
was
hit
that
either
coming
car, and it won't hit any. It won't go out in the street at most.
The first thing we did was we stopped to make sure it didn't hit your car.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It wouldn't hit anything. It only would have clocked somebody walking by, and fuck you, don't go near my house.
What was I coming home from? Friday. That's usually what
Paul
I
lights
put
up
that
his
for the
nose
ads.
hairs and goes to the block. No.
I was coming back from somewhere. Maybe we were coming back from the blind store.
Oh, they sell blind people?
My wife and I had to pick up blinds for our house in Maryland.
Oh, that's sad.
That's what I did Saturday. I spent my Saturday afternoon into late afternoon installing window shades and what do you call those things? The blinds.
Window treatments.
What, not in the hot tub?
Not in the hot tub. I'm very rarely in that thing. It's right there.
We'll have to broadcast from there someday.
I don't know how to figure out how to do that. And
We just need a weekend where we can just sit down and we get a bunch of beer and figure
We'd
it
have
out.
to have Mike come and mic us and run the show while we sit in there.
Oh, that's creepy.
That would be
It's weird enough I have to be in there with a guy. Now another guy's watching.
Right.
I mean, that just got all
Well,
kinds.
we could-
I am Jim, and I'm real creeped out right now.
we could probably get some females to come and get in the hot tub with us.
Well, we still have to get Diane and Brianne here, so that might get them here. They
That-
had to
that
cancel.
might-
So
that would probably
Diane-
get me in the hot house upstairs.
So
though.
Diane and Tom, happy anniversary. Didn't know it was
That's
today,
right.
so they had to cancel.
8 years?
I think so.
I think
they
so,
said
yeah.
8 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, this is Diego,
This is me. Hello.
and he is the newer. I don't want to say newest, new singer for Cover Fire.
Yes.
And we need to get him a drink. So either
Yeah.
finish that or you're getting another one right now.
I'll table it, and
All right. I'll just put that under there because that's how weird I am. So we've done this before, but we're doing it again because we didn't rank it. Oh. So let me pull them out first. I have to open these, and it's going to be all up to me not to get them all over the carpet.
yeah, please don't.
It's not like I do that. It's not like I shook them up.
That's what you said last time.
And I didn't.
I
shake
saw
'em
you
up.
standing there going like this.
The hell is that? Oh, really, man? Okay, fine. I'll figure this out. All right. So anyway, we've got Sam Smith's Nut Brown Ale, which is one of the pass that down, pass one down,
Pass.
taking around, and there you go, sir.
We got to let this breathe too, right?
Probably. Just
I
for
had-
a
I had a
moment.
brown
6,
ale,
7 seconds, then guzzle the shit out.
When I
of
was
it.
down at the house this past week, I was down there on Monday, and I was down there, of course, on Saturday. And both times we went to Woody's Crab House, which is, you can see the signs on, it's right in the town where we're at.
Get crabs.
No, I got a hamburger. They have fucking killer hamburgers. And they had a great brown ale, a local brewery,
That's the best.
on
kind.
tap. It was excellent. Excellent. We had Chickadee oysters on Monday. Now, my understanding of Chickadee oysters is they're very small typically.
Don't be racist.
These were mature, so they were about that big. And I don't.
They were old and fat.
When they get a little chewier,
Yeah.
the bigger they get, and
Like,
they less
like retired folks.
And I like briny oysters. I don't like I
I'm
don't.
not an oyster guy.
So
It all sounds really gay. All of a
yeah.
sudden.
Yeah.
Anywho,
But anyway, Sam Smith's from Yorkshire, England.
we've
We've had this
Yeah,
book,
okay.
didn't rate it, and this stuff's easy to find. All the other stuff we've liked is hard to find. This stuff they always have. Weirdly enough, this stuff used to be super expensive when I was a kid and would like breathe this if I could. But now it's cheaper than most microbrews. So this is made in Yorkshire. Sam Smith's
It has very little smell.
tons. It's got not a lot of hops in slate tons. That's where they do it. And this is my favorite brown ale in the universe.
I'm sorry, I screwed up, and I didn't.
Oh, it's got bouquet, but not a lot of.
There's not a lot of it.
No, I smell it. Yeah, it does. It's a chocolate.
Maybe it'll be better when I put it in the glass. Everything's better in a glass, and I didn't bring one. For Diego.
That's all right.
It's more like studio. This is more like a disco kind of thing. You're trying to smell it from a bottle. But yeah, I love this stuff.
Not very heady. Let's see.
Kind of maltish.
Malty, yeah.
See, I think that's where my happiness is malt and brown. Mm-hmm. The older I get,
Yeah, yeah.
less hoppy.
That's when I brewed that pumpkin ale again. I didn't remember what the hell it tasted like, and I drank it. I'm like, oh, now I remember this stuff. So
See, now I'll give this a 7.5.
really,
Yeah,
wow,
that was easy.
you're terrible.
That was easy.
Why are you giving it such a low one?
You think that's low?
Yeah,
Oh, go 8.5 then. Because I really liked it. I'm trying to base it on the other things I've done over time, and
I'm giving that one a 10. I'm putting it up there with Brooklyn.
There's no real aftertaste to it. There's no that.
No, it doesn't
You know,
bite you in the
sometimes
ass.
like that.
It's got a little bit of
Nance is saying you guys are having your favorite when I'm not in the studio.
I have one for you.
You can come down and get one, babe.
Yeah, I've got one for you.
I told you to do the show.
Yeah, I love that
For
stuff.
crying out loud.
Although I probably shouldn't have brushed my teeth before I came down. That's a little weird.
Ugh.
From now on, you will speak only when spoken to.
What do you think? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Nobody gets a 10.
This one got a 10 from me. This is one of the two that got
I'm a
10
good.
from me.
I'm good 8 with this.
Cool.
Okay. So you and I are at about the same place.
So far, Brooklyn Brown is
That's the number one.
the number one.
Yeah.
And I think this stuff is better than Brooklyn Brown, or at least comparable to.
So I'm going to have to get you down to Northeast Maryland so you can try this stuff on tap. I don't know where you would get it down there.
Dude, I don't.
It's so fucking good.
When I used to go on trips for work, I started this thing because I'd always be alone. They'd just send me out. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm bored as shit. So I'm going to go find a local restaurant, something with color, maybe a band, whatever.
Right.
And I'm going to get whatever the hell the nightly special is and whatever beer they have that they have on special.
Can I have some PBR, please?
No.
God, I love it.
Every place I've ever been, they've had some kind of local microbrew on tap. And
That's nice when they
it's
do
been
that.
amazing. When I was down in Alabama, every place I went was great. It was ridiculous. I mean, nobody had
my bathtub.
nobody had and there was no music because I was only there in the middle of the week. But oh my god, the food was great,
Yeah.
the beer was great.
No,
And I'm sitting here doing the math. If I have 5 more of these, am I still within my car? Oh yeah, I can put this in.
So what's the range on this thing?
I don't
Because
even
I
know.
can't see anything.
Let's see.
Oh, she's being mean, Jim.
Why?
Look what she just wrote.
All right, I'll fix this. I'll fix it.
Uh-oh. She is upstairs in the bedroom doing her hair or something.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Throw a towel on. I'm coming.
Be warned. Jim is en route.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man.
This is a hold my beer and watch this moment.
Yeah, well, I'm fine. I trust him. Maybe I shouldn't. So this is your first time in the lair. What do you think, man?
Very nice.
You like?
Yes. Got a lot of toys.
A lot of toys in here.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of toys.
We call this Studio B.
Studio B?
Yeah, there is no Studio A, but
Oh, I thought that was Studio A.
well, that's the bathroom, Jim. We're not supposed to. That's where the vocals
do my
happen.
best work.
There's no reflection.
That's where you need press
I
work.
don't really want to see.
Nobody wants to see a person sing.
All right, Nancy, it's up on the kitchen table.
There you go. See that? You did the proper handoff.
Yeah, I just didn't walk in while she was folding clothes in her underwear and say, "Here's your beer," because that would be weird.
Well, if she was, you just have to let me know, because I would leave the show.
Why?
I might want to see that.
Oh, Jesus. Did you at least open it?
No, not a barbarian. It might. I don't know how long she's gonna. She said she was busy.
Yeah, she says she's
She'll
busy.
come out. It'll be flat. It'll be my fault. Look like a dick.
She's always busy. She's the most busy person I've ever met in my entire life.
Hey, I can actually hear the right channels this
I
time.
said.
Look at that. All
I'm
right.
sorry, I said.
But when you guys were up there, I was bitching that the portal,
Yeah.
all the lights fell, the glue melted,
Dude,
everything melted.
you have to use some serious glue. for
I
next year.
have a plan.
We're talking about our Halloween displays this year,
Yeah.
which you probably saw some of it on Facebook. if
Yes,
you're-
I did see some.
It's not too
They
hard.
just stuck around just long enough?
The kids or the glue?
The glue.
Well,
No,
for him, it failed.
It was failing all day. Things we had shit falling out of the trees because the glue was letting go.
I have a shit tree.
Because it was too warm.
Yeah,
it was way
just
too.
It was
way
warm.
too
so
hot.
warm.
It's unnatural.
I was dressed in samurai armor, which was a bad choice for a summer day.
Stainless steel, I hope.
No, it was foam. It was even worse. It was so one of the neighbors came over. I'm like, yeah, I'm dying. And he's looking at my face. It's just covered in sweat. He goes, my God, you are hot. I'm like, I'm in a stove.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm standing here in a Kodiak stove. What do you expect?
That's about the equivalent. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we don't work on Halloween without the 8 zillion kids that come here.
I did Kiss makeup this year, and when I first went to put it on, I was using a pencil. The tip broke off instantaneously, and the pencil did not fit in our sharpener, so we had to find another pencil so I could. But I already started taking the makeup off. It was a whole thing, so I had to redo my whole makeup. That's why my hooks were a little longer this year because everything got fucked up.
See, I did makeup 1 year. I put on white shit all over my face to be a Borg, and
Sure.
glued stuff to my
Yeah.
face and stuff. And the next day I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I'm never doing that again. Like my face was all broken out.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad. I was also outside.
Get a reaction to the makeup.
No, it was a bad night altogether because we had two of our we had Father Paul was there, and our friend Dennis and his wife. Father Paul came in his vestments and a pillowcase as a Klansman,
Oh God.
and Dennis's wife, who are black, came as a priest and pregnant nun.
That wasn't when you were here.
No, this was a couple of years ago. So here's a real priest dressed as a Klansman with these two dressed as a pregnant nun, the priest. And I'm standing there talking to them, and I'm
right,
like,
this is
you know what? I don't want to
not
be
right.
near you guys because I have no idea what satellites may be overhead. Oh my
Oh
God,
my God,
why?
Jim. Only
Yeah.
you.
These are the people I hang out with. They're
You know
terrible.
what? You know what everybody thinks of that?
Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm real scared, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but that was the way Dennis was.
That's funny.
But
And you were like,
Damn the consequences.
yeah, normally I was like digging the whole pregnant nun thing. I'm like, all right, yeah.
I know her.
But then, here comes an actual Catholic
Did I
priest
do that?
dressed in Klan outfit. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. I don't need this.
Did he have a name?
Huh? No, he didn't make a character or anything, but
No?
it was just like, where did you just had this? Like, you can't go to a store and buy that. I hope not. Maybe down south.
Yeah.
Or maybe a store, the kilt store.
This is some Maryland stuff right there.
Yeah. Oh, you have no idea. The Jim Naffis just sent me his Studio B, and I saw this, Jim. It's your living room. He's got 3 monitors hooked up in his living room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, I remember going to middle school down in Florida at Jefferson Davis Middle School. It was as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds very, very nice and safe
Oh, no, yeah.
and open-minded.
I think like the first month I was there, they came on and they're just like, anyone who is either black or Catholic may leave. The Klan is coming.
Seriously, that really happened.
That really happened. They
that's
put that, and I'm
fucking
like,
scary.
and I'm, my reaction was kind of like what you just. I'm like, seriously? My friend Steve's is like, yeah, why? Are you Catholic? I'm like, no, I'm black. Yes, I'm Catholic. and
Hey, my dad's coming to school.
You could be pigment challenged, man.
and he's like, oh, you are? And I was confused. I'm like, they don't like Catholics? Oh. That big cross? They don't like Catholics? I don't know.
No, that was a thing.
I was a child. I wasn't into that whole racism thing.
Oh, so hold on. So you're like, if you're black or you're Catholic, you got to leave.
You can leave. You have the option.
Okay.
It's like you get a day off.
Yeah.
So he's like, you gonna leave? I'm like, fuck no. I want to.
So
no.
the only thing that was the gotta leave. Catholics got to leave.
Like I don't know if that was like an umbrella. Like every other person.
It was actually a big deal when Kennedy won because he was a Catholic.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing. Now that changed the way the world was.
The end of the world is coming.
And
We'll have to-
when Irish came to the country back in the 1800s and the early 1900s, they were persecuted against.
Oh, yeah.
and the-
I've
and the
seen Gangs
Italians,
of New
so,
York. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a great
Yeah.
illustration of it.
Yeah. Bree looks at that and she's like, I have all those pictures in my family.
History
album.
repeats itself again and again. Everything that's happening now has happened before. Don't worry about it. Nancy gives it an 8, Jim.
I saw that. Thank you. I'm glad you liked
That's
it.
exciting. That is exciting. Jim Naffis got confused and he voted for a realtor. I think I did the same thing. I voted for Lenny Martelli,
Okay. Oh, not
a
Mark.
rock and realtor. No, his I didn't see any of his signs.
Wow.
I only see Lenny's online anyway.
I'm still digging. I mean, we're obviously not going to get into all that stuff, but I just get a kick out of the people that go on social media and have to like tell you what they did. Like,
Of course.
God's gift to the universe. I'm
Well,
like,
they also tell you their bowel movement
and I'm,
every
yeah,
morning.
it's like,
yeah.
it's
I had
like-
a good shit, and here's what I ate for lunch.
It's like everybody's angry, so you just pissed off like half the people you know.
Why bother?
It's like just don't. Yeah, and exactly the same reason I don't feel like, ooh, I shit green today.
Yeah.
And that's only if I have that 5-hour energy. Did you ever
It
do
does
that?
does
do
create some
weird
problems.
things, yeah.
See?
Not worth my time. But yeah, I think it's funny. Like, I think if social media was around in World War II, Anne Frank wouldn't have lasted as long as she did.
I thought she would have lasted longer.
No, her diary would have been online. Living in a closet somewhere, like it's just.
Oh, Jim.
I'm serious.
Oh my God.
What? It's true.
Well, no, because kids would do that. today.
Everybody's personal shit is online.
They'd be like,
It's
"Yeah, we're hiding."
and it's not even like it's not like I tore my clitoris on a zipper. It's not even that level. It is that level of but it's
Dude,
more
what's
like,
wrong with you?
What? You ever gotten your wang caught? It's the same thing.
No, I wear underwear.
You've never gotten caught in your zipper.
Never. This is
You
something
haven't
about
lived.
Mary.
You haven't lived, sir.
I hope I never live to do that.
But no, it's like, it's not that, but it's like when you read it and they think it's just like a regular post and you look at it as like, God, you are so mentally deranged. Like you need serious help for posting that. You sad.
No, there's a lot of Well, there's a lot of FMLs out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. My life sucks. I have PTSD.
See, Nancy never did.
Yeah, but you can't. If you don't agree with them, then you're wrong.
Yeah, it's like why do you have PTSD? I'm sorry, were you in Afghanistan?
Yeah. If you don't agree with them, then you're wrong.
Yeah, you're judgmental.
Yes. The only opinion that counts is theirs.
Yeah, and if not, you're diminishing. There's always some. And look, I've said before, I'm like 3 credits away from a psych degree. I just didn't take the math class.
No, you got the psycho degree.
Yeah. So like I get all this stuff, but it's like Caitlin used to get so mad.
See, I minored in history.
I was so proud of Caitlin, like, because all our friends were like, "Oh my God, you've got this and you've got that and you've got oh my God," and she's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like my daughter, she's just like in high school. Like, what are you
I'm a chicken hawk.
Like you, hey, none of that. But it's like seriously, it's like and your credentials are you're an 8th grader.
Yeah.
So you can psychoanalyze me. Is that Jungian or are you just straight on Freud?
I think they're Freud.
But it cracks me up. It's like every once in a while I'll see an ad on TV.
It's an Oedipus complex, I tell you.
It's like, are you having problems in your life? Do you feel let down? Do you feel sad? Well, come online and talk to one of our. Are you fucking kidding?
No, it's like it's that one where you always hear, "Do you get up in the morning and go to sleep at night?" Yes. Well, we got a pill for you.
Yeah. Viagra not working fast enough? Try this.
I need that pill. I need that pill.
So, Diego, you had an exciting weekend. You played at the Water Tower this past weekend.
That was awesome.
Was that your first time playing?
That was my first time playing.
What'd you think, man? Tell me.
Great venue. Loved it. It was kind of weird,
The weird stage.
Yeah, it's a weird stage, but it was really cool. I almost broke my leg jumping off the riser, but
top riser.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we had some Resurrection had some skulls sitting there.
I saw them.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah, I did
That was
some
Saturday
bad.
night.
I did some bad things to those skulls.
It's like one of those things where you're like, I am badly fucking hurt, but no one is gonna know.
Yeah, I did some bad things to those skulls, but what stays? It's a concert. What do you want?
Right.
It's rock and roll.
It's the moment.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I have all the utmost respect for you guys because I don't know how you guys do show after show. I mean, we did a show the week before, at the PC Pub, and then we just did a small set for Resurrection. Those guys had us come on, and I was beat.
Were you, man?
I was.
You get used to it.
I was like, how does old school news guys?
They
do
drink
this?
a lot and then they don't remember they did a gig.
Yeah,
I was just
that's
like,
the key.
man.
Okay, I'm ready.
He comes home with like $40 less than he got paid.
I sleep.
What do you mean I owe them money?
What? I saw the Blues Brothers. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I was less like the next day. I'm like, ooh, man.
We did a
really
couple
came out
triple
well.
weekends
I have
going
no
back
idea.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. We did 2 benefits on 2 different Sundays, and then played Friday, Saturday before that. So it was 3 nights in a row. And then a lot of times I do old school Friday, Saturday, and then I do Instinct on Sunday. And Instinct's not high impact because I just bring my amp and my guitars. But when we do an old school show, the average old school show, it's you bring the PA and Mike and I and Maddie and Mark and whatever. We all set up all the gear and get it all going, and then it's just I'm tired.
It is exhausting, like having to set all that stuff up, and then I can't imagine playing all that.
I would rather not. I would rather
Because
have
I imagine
somebody set it up and then play. It'd be
I
a lot
imagine
easier.
at some point, somewhere around the middle of the second set, you're like thinking, like, I gotta take this shit down.
It's the third set. The third set is where it. So usually the third set's loaded with songs that everybody in the band really wants to play, so it kind of carries you through.
Yeah.
But the third set, if like somebody comes in, can you guys pour some sugar on me? And I have to play that
Again?
for the second time. At that point, I'm like, I could be in the hot tub in about 2.5 hours.
Hey, do you have any Bon Jovi?
And we do all that shit.
And
Nothing against it. I enjoy it. I do. I love all that stuff. But by trade, I am not a cover band guy. I really don't like. Nothing against what we all do. That's not my thing. I like writing music and recording music. That's my bread and butter. That's what I did for years and years and years. And when my band was getting shopped and doing all that crap, that's what I like. So to sit and do covers, it just sometimes I'm not real happy.
Yeah, I can identify with that because I'm with the other band, TK2, and that's an original band, and the music has so much passion. There's so
You
much
feel
passion.
it,
yes,
and you have to be an actor.
yes,
when
and
you're
it's
doing
just like it's amazing
covers.
music, and you can feel everything, especially as a singer. You can really feel it. Then you get to and then you sing it and you put it out there, and people are just standing there like, "This is awesome!"
Right.
But they're just like, don't know what to expect. You know what I mean?
But if you grew up in the era of original music in Philadelphia or anywhere in the United States in the 80s into the early 90s, that was the thrill of going out, and we all did it. People of a certain age, and there were many venues to see original bands. You would go to see these original bands, and it was the excitement of exploration. Mm-hmm. You stood there, you watched a band, you wanted them to wow you. And if some band could wow you with something you've never heard, there was something.
It's that hook.
That hook. And I always talk about a couple bands on here, and one of them popped in my head finally. JoJo Slick is another band from back in the Empire Rock Club days that I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed. And I would love to get some of the material if anybody has it. I would love to play their stuff on the air. JoJo Slick was a great band.
Any of them still in the area? Or?
I don't know.
So if you know anybody from JoJo Slick.
But, we were talking about Tommy Chambers and his band the other week. JoJo Slick used to double up with them a lot and play with them. So, I don't know. Maybe somebody's got some of that shit somewhere. I would love to hear it again. I don't even remember what their songs were.
Every once in a while, I stumble
it.
on something from those days because, like you said, it's like an exploratory thing. You're like, all right, let's go out. And my place it had to be near the R5, so I was like South Street.
Okay.
And I just walk up and down and see.
South Street had great bands.
Yeah, and just who was playing where.
Yeah.
You just walk in, and once in a while, you're just like, the fuck did I come in here for?
Well, there was a lot of Philly rock.
There were a lot of steps I just walked up, and it's not.
There was that one place on the second floor.
The Tusk.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the elephant on the bottom, and the place on top was his tusk.
I remember walking by, and my buddy Jim Bowman, he was a drummer that we grew up with in Northeast Philly, and I hear a band playing, I look up, and I see the drummer's back. I'm like, that's fucking Jim Bowman.
Yeah, that was the weird thing when you would like walk into a place and you see somebody like you're in a band.
Oh.
Every once in a while, that happened like maybe 3 times. It was like, holy shit, man.
But South Street was a great.
It was.
Real good. And everything's gone.
It's a shadow. It's a shadow.
Well, they brought back like Kyber, and I'm like, wait, really? Why?
My son played there recently.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's like a little. It's just not the same vibe now. I don't know.
Well, they tore down Downey's at Front and South.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a
I
big
hung
spot.
out there a lot. I had a girlfriend who worked there, so I was there an inordinate amount of time. That's a very hard word to say.
Inordinate?
Inordinate.
Inordinate.
You need a psych degree to say that word.
Jesus.
But I was there a lot because
I have one. I can say it.
Wait till we're
psycho degree. That's what I meant.
I just took a lot of classes.
But we used to practice at RPM on Delaware Avenue, which was across from where Sugar House is now. It was the old sugar factory. And Ariana, how's school going?
Yo.
We
hey Ariana.
We would go from RPM down to South Street. We'd all go into Pizzeria Uno back then. For some reason, that was like a popular place with us to go hang out. We would hang out at Uno's all the time.
Wow, Pizzeria Uno.
They had a bar and they had pizza. I mean, what else do you need?
And a great bartender.
There you go.
We used to have Duds and Suds back when I went to school.
Now, where was that?
I went to school in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went to UTC, University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Wow.
Terrell Owens went to UTC. So we used to hang out at Duds and Suds. They had a band, pool tables, and a bar.
See, then we had a Jugs and Mugs
That's totally
over
different
in Jersey.
Oh, well, that's Jersey.
That was a cover band place.
Is that near the White Room?
It was down the road, I believe, from Bonnie's, which
okay.
Bonnie was an original room. We used to play there quite a bit, old school. Instinct. And Ace Frehley played there.
Oh, Jesus.
Ace played Bonnie's and he played the Cell Block.
I just remember every time I drove to Bonnie's, I'm like, where the fuck is this place?
Pat opened up, I believe, for Ace when he was at Bonnie's
Nice.
with Sick Vicky.
I know. I got a buddy of mine. That last band I was with, his name is Joe Zemensky, and he is an original guy. So he did covers, and it finally got to the point where I was like, no, screw this. He's just doing originals. That's all And he used to tell me all these stories.
Yeah.
About going to the Cell Block, going here, going there, and playing with Cinderella.
You weren't here during that.
No.
So I opened for Brittany Fox. When Cinderella was off the road.
What you doing over there, Lady Macbeth?
I got some magic marker or something in my hand. When Cinderella was off the road, Tom Kiefer had a Throw Together band. It was basically a bunch of the guys from Gypsy Rose backing him up. I don't know, you know who Gypsy Rose is?
I've heard of them.
Okay. So I can play some of their music in a bit. And so he asked us, to do the show with them. So he asked Instinct to play with them. So here I am hanging. Tom had just come off the road. This was like around the time of Long Cold Winter. Well, I mean, I'm up in the dressing room, and so the Galaxy was a weird place. It was a building built around a building. So when you would go in, there were 6 or 8 posts around the bar. Those were the original frames from the original A-frame house that was there. So when you went up to the dressing room, the roof and attic of that house was still inside the new roof. So, and that's where he had a recording studio in there. So we used to go. That's where the dressing room was. So I'm hanging out with Tom Kiefer. He's smoking a joint, and I'm sorry, Tommy, I might tell a story. I shouldn't know, but he's smoking a joint, and we're drinking some brews, and we're waiting to all go on. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I'm sitting here with him. I'd been backstage with him at the Spectrum. My buddy worked for the management company that did Cinderella and Kiss and all those guys back in the day. And he got us backstage, so we were hanging out with them back then. And it was a totally different vibe because they were like rock stars. They were opening up for Whitesnake or something. But this was cool, man. It was a good time. But yeah, so all these guys, all these bands, it was a cool scene. Cell Block, I played there.
That's what I heard about all this. Yeah, I remember. I didn't really grow up with the music, honestly.
So when did you move here?
I've always lived around here, but because I'm Puerto Rican. Everything was, yes, I'm Puerto Rican. So everything was pretty much Spanish music. That's what we listened to. The only rock and roll that we ever had back in the 70s was Kiss. Because
Kiss cut through.
Kiss was everybody.
Kiss
you know
cut
what I mean?
through.
And Kiss was was the album that you looked at. And Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
When they came out, I was like, wow, these are really, really cool. But nobody really played them. All we'd listen to Spanish music and stuff like that.
And you
That's
couldn't
what I grew
hear
up
that
with.
stuff on the radio.
No, you didn't.
Did you see my post today? I'll show you my post. This is how I am. Boop, boopy doo. Oh, no, I did it again. Hold on. So this was my post today. This is what I put up today. Because that's where my heart is.
I thought it was
You got
Porter,
the coffin?
man.
Did you get the coffin yet?
No.
What?
Yet.
What am I going to do with that? I'm not getting buried in that.
You don't. No.
I know Gene said it could be a cooler, but where am I putting it?
Right up against the wall.
Oh,
Right behind us.
In Studio A.
In Studio A.
Right up against the wall.
If I'm getting anything, I'm getting that goddamn pinball machine. Oh. That's a bucket list thing.
Yeah, how many are there left?
I don't know.
It can't be that
Every
many.
once in a while, one comes up between $4,000 and $7,000, and I'm always like, "What could I sell?"
Honey,
can we sell the cats and the refrigerator?
Just find some old lady who has one, doesn't know what she has.
hey, have you seen my car? I don't know.
The Mustang's gone.
Somebody stole
Now
it.
I have a place to put the pinball machine.
There you go. Yeah.
I would love that.
They stole the car and left the pinball machine, right?
Right. Bob Cole's saying hello to you.
Bobby Cole.
Yeah.
Sweet. No, he's not a Mustang guy.
I'm an everything.
He's a Camaro guy.
I have a Mustang, but I love Camaros. I'm an old GM guy.
You got a beautiful green.
Ooh.
Green. It's green with a black, like cowling on the hood, wrap on it. It's really, really sharp.
Nice.
It's real sharp.
My favorite is a 1970 Camaro.
Yeah.
Period.
I'll take the Firebird.
Oh, well, who wouldn't? I mean, come on. The Camaro's the poor man's Trans Am, you know. But, oh, yeah, I would like
I
an
prefer
SD.
to a Trans Am though.
That
was
SD
like
455.
when I was looking to get a car and I was saving up. That Camaro was where I was going to start. You know, if I could, you know,
I could never save any money. I kept buying these other things.
I had so much money.
Yeah, like what?
The worst thing was when I lived down in Florida and I came back here. I was only 13. There was this place. It was like Bob's. It was on the corner of like 10th and Congress. I forget. It was a used car lot, and all they did was they got badass cars, and they loved Mopar, which I do too.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd fix them up, soup them, and they would sell them, and they went cheap. And I'm like, and I think about it today, like if I could be 13 again, I would just drive one of those fucking home.
I remember a lot of kids in school. You know, I graduated high school in '85, and it was not unusual to see a Cuda in the parking lot. You know, those are $100,000 cars today.
The guy who made Phantasm,
yeah,
he put that Cuda in there, the Hemi Cuda, so that he could have it after the shooting was done.
Smart man.
He just wanted it, and he didn't get it anyway.
I know up my way because I grew up like Pennsburg, Penn Ridge area. Everybody had a Chevelle. Chevelle. And Nova and Nova 2s.
Chevelles are one of my favorite cars, too.
Everybody had a Nova around
Nova,
here.
Nova and Nova 2, the little one.
Yep. Yeah, that's the why. It's like a Mustang.
So we're talking about cars, and Jim Naffis just sent an event. Oh, boy. That beer got me there.
You're all emotional and shit.
I think it's this Saturday.
I think you put it to a 7 now.
Let me see if I can get it on my... Oh, he also sent a picture of his Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken here.
I used to call them Grand Prixes to annoy my mom.
An 80s Grand Prix.
Yes. Grand Prix with the T-tops.
Let me see if I can find the event. Here it is. Here's the event. And it is this Saturday at 2 p.m. Let me click on it, and it is VPSR Cars and Coffee, Veteran Philly Street Racers, and it's at Woodhaven Road, 4046 Woodhaven Road, at the Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, at the end there.
So that's happening this Saturday, 2 to 4. I have to be at the gig 7. That's not going to work.
What? You got a gig?
Weird how that happens.
Friday night I'll be at the Water Tower with Old School, and we'll be there with Cross-Eyed Mary.
Yes.
My friend Al Rossi singing his band, and
I saw him today.
Good old Al.
Yep.
And then Saturday I will be at McStew's Old School all night, playing 9 to 1. And who knows what's going to happen? Who knows?
I
know.
Usually it's funny. Depending on how fast we clean up, we'll end up at or some of the guys in the band will end up at Sparky's World Famous or whatever it's called afterward and hang out there. That's a cool place. But then then I get home at like 4 o'clock in the morning and everybody's looking at me like,
Dick,
what are you doing? Well, it's a long drive.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
Well, it's like that night we were coming home and the tire blew out.
Oh. That we were coming home from Sweeney's that night.
Ariana could have gotten a Stingray instead of the truck.
Oh, Ariana.
What year?
Come on.
Depends on what year.
Does it really matter?
It does, yeah.
I mean,
my father has one. He's like, it's classic. You got to come see it. I'm like, I almost puked when I saw it. It was so fugly.
What, the truck or the Stingray?
The Stingray. Like,
what?
He's got an. It's not even a Stingray. It's an '84 Corvette.
Oh, okay.
And it's like vomit green, and it's all blown to shit.
I love them anyway.
I fired the thing up, and like I told him, it looked like Chernobyl. Everything just lit up on the board. I'm like, Jesus.
That's the one with the big bumpers.
Yeah, and
it's after 70.
No, he's talking about the small Corvette.
Oh, the small
You're,
ones.
you're thinking of the 82. 82 was the largest of large.
Yeah.
It was the full
that-
polyurethane
yeah.
nose.
Oh,
I actually love that car.
I love this
Slowest of all time.
77, 79 when they had
yeah.
the long body with the height to flip the lights up. You had to build up pressure.
Yeah, it's a
back then.
vacuum.
Yeah. That they were the good vets.
64?
Oh my god!
You should have taken the
crazy
64.
Ariana. How much was the
What the
64?
fuck?
Come on. That's post split window. That's a single. That's a unitary
I
window
don't care.
or unit, whatever.
Still.
Moon unit window.
Remember when we were young and we made bad decisions?
There were a lot.
Yeah.
Sure, Dad, I'll take that
I
car.
think Ariana made one
That's
there.
the one she's going to regret.
But then again, it's like, if she has to move something, it's not like she's going to use her Corvette.
No, there's no way to get around.
Nothing, yeah.
Does it fit in the front seat?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, no. So
Then you don't need it.
When I first got my first car that I bought with my own money, it was like, can I fit that cabinet in the back? That was I would literally take that with me, or I would have the dimensions with me and measure the trunk or whatever it was to see if that cabinet would fit in the back. I figured everything else I could get in the back seat, but that had to fit in it. And I'm pointing at a 4x12.
Not a Fiero.
Yes. Oh, the Plymouth Fiero.
Actually,
yes.
so I had a Dodge Daytona, a 1990 Dodge Daytona ES. I could fit that half stack, 2 guitars, 2 guitar stands, and we had a portable stage set in Instinct that collapsed down. It was all cardboard and paper, and it would all go up. All that fit in the Dodge Daytona.
Ariana, you're breaking. I'm gonna have nightmares about this.
9,000.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Is it still for sale?
Yeah, it's 90,000 now.
Yeah.
That's like this the $16,000 GTX that was in Oregon. It was a 71 GTX, and I was like,
I have the model upstairs.
What color was it?
it was yellow.
I like
Yellow and
I
black.
love
And
the
I'm like-
green.
and I'm like, Bree, I'm gonna fly out to Oregon, buy this car, and drive it home cross country.
I don't know if I'll make it, but I think it's got a.
Probably won't make it.
Would
but I
it have a
really
390 or 360 or whatever? What would they put weird? American Motors had weird motors.
The AMX.
They had a 301, I
Might have been a
think.
383 in it. I'm not sure.
383 is Chrysler engine.
No, well they down there.
They used some of their stuff.
I don't remember. It was one of those ones. I was looking at it. I'm like, this thing's. It's not. The serial numbers aren't gonna match. Like shit has been changed. I don't care.
Yeah.
I cannot. No, wait a minute.
I'm taking Ariana to a guitar show when she comes back. When she's back from school,
No,
the next
I'm thinking-
guitar
I'm
show
thinking
she's
of-
going
I'm
to
thinking
with
of
me.
the wrong car. I think it had a 440 in it.
I
say it did.
I think they did. I actually think they did.
Yeah, they did.
because it came with a 440 with a hearse.
Yeah,
with a hearse. It was a whole.
It depends
the
on. It
racing-
depends also if it started its life as a road runner, then it could have had a 446 pack.
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking American Motors here.
No, we're talking Plymouth. This is Mopar.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I can't remember what it had.
Mopar Magic.
I was thinking of
General Motors.
Oh God.
Stick with your Dodge.
God damn it. What was I thinking of? The American Motors. It was they had the sports car, then they chopped it and they took out the
You're thinking of
back
AMC.
seat.
You're thinking of a Javelin.
Javelin, and then what was the sport version of that? Not the
Shit.
fucking hell. AMC.
It was some weird ass thing.
That's not it. Let's see.
Honestly, I'd take a Javelin.
They're cool cars.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying like a 301 because they put like 301s. See, I can tell that Jim Nafis is off the fucking show because he would know. He'd be all up in my grill for fucking that up.
I'm thinking, I don't know, man. I'm seeing like Ambassador, Rebel, Hornet, and Javelin. I'm thinking of a Javelin. That's the only one I.
No, there was a shortened wheelbase version.
Wait. No, that's a Gremlin.
Gremlin.
That's what Fisher had. I was
Gremlin.
yelling at him this weekend. You had that shit brown. He's like, it was. And I'm like, it was. It was a Gremlin. It was an ugly ass Gremlin.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll get the car.
Oh man.
I have it.
Wait, let's see what we got here.
He's gonna go get his toys.
You're not thinking of a Matador, are you? No. Good. God, I don't even remember Concord. I don't even remember that one. I saw Javelins for sale a couple of years ago. I was actually digging them.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that would be good. Hell, I would even get like some really ugly, like a pacer, and just trick the shit out of it though. Make it ridiculous.
Yeah, the pacer.
Yeah,
oh
just
my
do
God.
weird. Like I saw there was a show like it was called like Trick My Car or something.
Yeah.
And this girl had a yellow pacer.
Like
And it was-
Pit My Ride and stuff like that.
It was Pit My Ride, and it was a yellow pacer. I think it was like maybe a 72. I don't know. And they just went nuts with it.
Yeah,
and I was like, that would be cool, just because it would shock the shit out of people.
AMX.
Right.
Oh,
So this is a 2-seat car, and it's a shortened wheelbase of the Javelin.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Javelin better.
And James Bond drove one of these.
that was their. That
Is that
was
the one
their.
he did the corkscrew
yes.
flip?
This is their race model.
Yes.
That they made to compete with the Mustang, Camaro.
Well, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see what the size of the motor in there is, but
It's
it's on
about
there.
3 inches.
Well, maybe
The motor?
like an inch.
Oh,
Yep. I don't know.
doesn't
Does
say
it-
it on the
does it say
bottom,
it?
huh?
Let me see.
It
I
says
can read it.
68 AMX on the bottom.
Yeah, let me see.
I can't see the engine. I'm sure the nomenclature's there.
I can read it.
There's Jim Navis. See, I told you he would know. For fuck's sake.
Wait a minute.
Now, I have Chevelles upstairs too, Jim. And I think I have a GTX upstairs or a Coronet. I'm not sure which.
Well, my God, they're
We were
so
just talking
totally
about the
different.
Coronet.
So I have about 50 cars upstairs.
350.
No.
390. Sorry.
390 sounds right.
390. Yeah.
Another odd number, or not odd, but
Well, they
Kind of
got
weird.
all their
Yeah,
motors.
350 is ridiculous. 40 cc's less. What the hell am I thinking?
They would get. I think they made their own motors, but they also took other people's motors and then modified them and stuff like that. But they had a 301. I remember that.
301.
It's a weird number, but Ford had the 302, which made it. It's
an
there he is.
even number.
Jim even messaged me. It's the AMX 26.
Yeah, he put it
So
up
they
there.
they came back with the 302. They have the new Mustang has the new 50. But it's not the same at all.
I was never a fan of Mustangs.
I love them.
Like an old lady's car.
What?
Go to the groceries. That's what I'm made for. No, I was never in a Mustang. They're cool. They are. I actually liked Mach 1s.
I love
like
them.
the
Mach
back
1 is
end
my
of it.
favorite
The coffin
Mustang.
car?
1970 Mach 1.
The coffin car.
1970 Chevelle
1970
SS
is like the peak of everything.
It is. What was the peak of muscle?
Yeah.
70 SS Chevelle SS is my favorite car of probably all time. All time.
Yeah, the Mustang went to that coffin 7. Was that what year they did that long body?
The one at 68?
No.
Or later. I can't
Later,
remember.
it's in the 70s.
Probably.
You thinking about the Fox body?
The one I call it a hearse. It almost looks like a hearse.
I want to say
there was the-
72
there was
because
the
that's
mu-
when things got
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, they get that strange
Because it was
after that.
69. They had the 69, 70, 71. It was almost all the same body except the backlights were a little different. That was
Well,
it.
it was the same until about 73.
Yeah,
In 74, they came out with the Pinto 2 Mustang 2.
the Pinto.
It was based on a Pinto.
Yeah, and that's when the world went to shit.
know.
Right
Well,
then.
It was not good.
That's what we should have said over the Desert Storm.
God,
Bunch
my
of
sister had a
Pintos.
Mustang too. That was embarrassing.
Mustang too.
I said it before,
That was-
I drew on her hood like in the dust, and it never came off.
Remember that they had the Cobra? It was blue.
Well, that's
you
what-
had, you had
what-
the blue one, the black one.
That's what, it was
Yeah.
in Charlie's Angels, right?
Yeah.
So here's the car you're thinking
Yeah, that's
of.
the one.
So this is 73,
73,
Mach
okay.
1,
All right.
or Mach 1 look. It was a very long car. But that's based on the 69 Mustang.
Yeah,
They just kind of like stretched out the nose.
Fucked it all up. Yeah.
yeah. They did.
But
mess up.
I kind of dig that look.
But that was the thing. Like right around like 69 things are it's kind of cool, but like 71, 70, 72 was like the 71 was the peak. 72 you're like, all right, if I have to.
Well, if I was gonna get a body like that, I'd get the Torino. Remember the Torino that came out like that with the long lights?
Sure.
yeah.
They were badass.
Well, yeah, Starsky and Hutch, man.
Starsky's car.
No, not the Grand Torino.
Oh, okay.
Oh, regular.
No, it looked.
Oh, it had the fastback.
Yeah, it
on
had the fastback.
That was in the movie Gran Torino.
Yes, that was badass. I love that.
That's
car.
a misnomer. It wasn't a Grand Torino. It was a Torino.
I think the movie wasn't the movie called Gran Torino though.
Yeah, I know, but that just confuses me now.
Well, then complain to the man, Clint.
I'm going to talk to Clint Eastwood later.
I love that movie. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love those kind of movies.
Yeah, you don't see those no more.
I can't get that invested.
I do.
I feel I'd get all upset. I have to go out and kick some little kid's ass out on the street or something.
He made the ultimate sacrifice.
All right, enough of that.
Sorry.
Stop crying.
No.
Shh! Be quiet.
I'm thinking.
I mean, where do you go from Cars? You know,
You understand?
Women.
Oh no, I can't talk about women.
Anyway.
Well, I got this. So Friday, you guys are playing.
Yep.
So we played.
Oh, last Friday.
No, you
No,
guys
this
are
Friday.
playing this Friday,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So we played last Saturday at the Water Tower.
Right.
So I told my girl, I was like, hey, I'm going to go. Do you mind if I go with the guys to watch Old School and Cross-Eyed Mary? Because I love Al. Al's my boy, and I barely get to see him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and he always comes and supports us.
He's a good guy.
You know, cover fire. So I want to go somewhere. And she's like,
Tell her to come along.
yeah, I know. She's trying. She's like, I want to let you go out with the boys, but I know how you get. You know,
There's pinball machines.
Come home all drunk and horny.
She can go home. She can go bowling if she wanted. That she can keep an eye on you.
Wow.
It's a win-win in my book.
well, I think.
I'm getting you in trouble.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well,
There's an old Sam Kinison joke. It's not a joke. It's a whole series of things. So, and this is a horrible story. I was dating somebody in college. I just told this story recently because I ran into her, and she was like, "Why did we ever break up?" And I said, "Well, we broke up because
psycho bitch.
No, she was completely normal. She's awesome. She's a singer in a band around here. She's pretty well-known singer. So she's like, my family's having to get together at my sister's in the Poconos. We'll go up. It'll be great. I'm like, cool. So we go up, and it's my first time meeting her mom and her sisters and the family. And I'm like, I got to tell a joke. Got to break the ice. And I had just gotten done watching Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison does a bit about the guys going out on the weekend. He's like, hey, honey, I'm going out with the guys this weekend. You know, we're going to have guys' weekend. He's like, they're all bringing theirs. Can I bring mine? He goes, and what I'm talking about is imagine if men's junk was removable and the wife could hold on to it. I told this joke at a family dinner. First time meeting the family. The mother choked on her food, made a gasp, an audible gasp. Oh! Never forget that sound for the rest of my life. And I went, I'm in trouble. And at that point, I just said, I'm doubling down. I'm telling the whole joke.
Oh,
I'm George Costanza at this point. Before
You got
George,
to.
I just roll through the whole thing and tell the whole story. And then came the painful part. We're in the Poconos. We had to drive home.
oh,
My car was at her house in Croydon at the time, or wherever she lived. So we had to drive from the Poconos all the way to the Delaware River. And I think we weren't in the car not even 10 minutes, and it was like, you know we're done. I'm like, yep, I know. And then it was just dead silence for the entire
Like you told
ride.
a joke her family didn't like?
It was really inappropriate.
Dude, I would be alone for the rest of my life.
he let me put it this way. He went all Andrew Dice Clay there.
I've done it.
Everybody's Clay on the first family. This is where you're supposed to come in. You're supposed to bring flowers for the mother, and oh, you all are so lovely, and be all polite. And I just come in with fucking penis jokes.
And this is a family from the Poconos. Back then, the Poconos was very conservative.
Still, I've done the thing with. I'm in high school. I go down to the shore with my high school girlfriend, with her family. You know, all good God-fearing Catholics.
And you brought your Speedos.
No, she went to get something out of her daughter's purse and found
Condoms.
well, something like that. And this was Easter weekend. So I couldn't figure out, like, why is your mom all pissy? She wouldn't, like I said something funny, and she was like,
oh.
She was furious. Like, and this was like, 14 minutes into the weekend. So she goes and they get into this kind of very tense discussion, and she finds out what happened, and she tells me, and I'm like, well, that's a new record. It's
So she broke up with you?
No, not at all. But it was just a really bad couple of days.
Take a lesson.
I ran. I was George Costanza. I was George Costanza telling the joke, and then I was George Costanza in a fire, knocking old ladies over and running out the door.
The thing that I think
in slow motion,
all
the way down the turnpike.
What made it better is I went up to her mom. I said, "I'm really sorry. You got to understand. If I stand next to her, she might get pregnant because I'm that good."
Oh yeah, I remember.
No, I said nothing. I never said.
I'm sure you didn't.
No.
I say the same thing all the time. I'm Puerto Rican, man.
Oh, we missed the quote.
Is that possible?
There we go.
Yes, it is. That's what I always said. Growing up, I was like, I'm Puerto Rican. I look at your girl too long. She's pregnant. There's another Spanish baby right there.
Like, we're Catholic. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah. Irish Catholic?
It's what he does.
Irish Catholic.
Oh my God.
That's like my wife's Irish, and I was just like, we had the one kid, and then I woke up, and I'm like, she actually woke up, and I was like hovering over her like this, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't want any more kids. You? I have to sleep sometime.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, fine. I'm like, I'll take care of this. Oh my God, no. Can't do that thing where it's like you have families with like 14 kids, girl, boy, and then they stop.
And this is all you hear when you have that
they're
lot
all
of kids.
and they're all about like they're all like 13 months apart. It's like, that's sick, man.
Oh. Yes, that's why they're called Irish twins.
Yep. You're gonna get in trouble playing that.
No.
And that was a birth of George Carlin. You're gonna get that's copyrighted.
Enough already.
You said Constanza, and all I can think of, she's heard of shrinkage, right? She's heard of shrinkage.
I was in the pool. Oh my God.
My dad used to make me get in the pool when it was like, I think the earliest was March. We opened the pool, I had to get in and help push the cover
And then
out.
he sent you for the ball check.
And then it's
cough.
Like, and you're looking down like, God damn, my feet got smaller.
Good morning. Good morning.
Holy shit, man.
Oh boy.
I remember he made me do it down. We were at my sister's place, South Carolina. I had to go fix something in the pool drain. And it's my father, so it's not like they're going to drain the pool or do anything normal. I have to go down, swim to the bottom, and do this while I hold my breath. So I was like, well.
And there was no money in return.
Oh, what? He let me
in
live.
return for money.
Yeah. So I had to go. I was like, I need a mask. I can't do this if I can't see. And it would really be helpful if I had a wetsuit. And he's like, why? I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, Dad, it's April.
He's got to put a wetsuit on to get in the pool.
No, because it was gonna be in the water was 50 degrees, and I was gonna be in it for like a half an hour.
Why do they think? Why? That's why they picked you.
Shut up, right? Jim. Just tough it out, you little fucking prick.
And that's what I did. I had to go with the fucking thing.
I know, because you told me the stories.
Hey, who could we pick to go in this pool right now? Everybody just looks at him.
Well, he always looked at me. It was always like stuff with the pool because he couldn't swim. Nobody, and he knew I could get. It's like
swim. It was 3 feet deep.
No, it was.
That's why we had a boy. Get in the pool, fucker.
It was the drain. It was 8 feet down. It was in the deep end, and he used to do that to me all the time. But like we had a pool growing up, and he'd like, the grain tubber, go get it. I'm like, okay, do that. But this was like something is jammed in there. You have to go down there and unjam it.
I'll get the garden hose. Hold on.
And I'm like, what the fuck? If it was in space,
you can breathe through that. You drank the water out of it.
I tried that once. That does not work.
The garden hose?
Yeah, that does opposite. It will suck the lung air out of your lungs. You will decompress your lungs. Don't ever do that.
Save your breath.
Hey, Jim,
Jim's
come here.
This is Jim to his dad.
Fuck you.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you.
That was until after I moved out.
Yeah,
Then I was like,
you.
yeah.
It's like, it's one of these things. Jimmy, come here. What, Dad? Give me the remote. When after you get done the remote, go drain the pool.
Yeah. The best, and I've said this before, he'd come home, he's like, why don't you mow the lawn? We've had thunderstorms all day. Not where I was. I'm like, that's how thunderstorms work. Like, my mom, when we lived in Florida, that was one of my punishments. When she got pissed at me, we'd have a thunderstorm overhead. I'd have to go clean the pool with the big metal boom.
I thought you meant they would make you mow the lawn.
No, she would send me out to hold the boom in the storm and clean the pool.
What kind of fucked up shit went on that
And
house?
and that's the thing. It's like, damn right well you're sending me out there to die.
He almost died again.
Yeah.
Damn it!
That's the fucked up thing. She got hit by lightning.
I've got an
so
insurance
she might have thought
policy on
everybody
it.
could do it.
I got struck by lightning twice.
Jesus.
2 or 3 times.
Are you serious, dude?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Oh!
What did you do?
He's breaking the chair over here.
Bent your chair a little bit.
What the?
I'll fix it when I'm done. I'll fix it now.
Oh, Jesus.
It just bent. I just moved it a tiny bit. Oh, now it's okay. Oh, no, it isn't. No, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, it isn't.
He broke the chair.
Oh,
He
I
broke
see.
the chair.
No, I
This is why he goes in the pool. Jimmy, get in the pool.
Oh my God!
Take this toaster with you.
It's better.
Would you like
God,
it?
it's fixed. Jesus.
What should I know? What they ever do for us?
But no, that's what she used to do. I used to go out there and she'd make me clean it from like every side.
So wasn't there that summer though? She made you mow the lawn in the rain barefoot when the fire ants were outside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they used to have all kinds of weird stuff to do. Like,
do
it's
it.
like this could
Do
get
it
me.
well.
You could go to jail.
Jimmy, can you clean the pool? Use this toaster.
What's like the time she? You remember,
Jim,
did-
get in the tub. Now
you-
I need to make toast. I want you to hold the toaster for me while I'm doing it.
Did your moms have those big fucking wooden clogs back in the 70s?
Fuck yeah, I got hit with those.
Yeah. Well, my mom was like
Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah, she was like Crocodile Dundee. Like she was on the stairs one day.
Oh, it was Eddie Murphy.
I don't know what the hell happened, and she just like she boomeranged at me. And it was when I actually could do a full straddle, and I did, and I ducked my head, and it missed me and hit the table like right here on the edge.
And it ruined the table.
Blew the table up.
And then you got in trouble for that.
Oh, she was furious, and she
That's your fault.
You broke my table. I'm like, I kept you out of jail. Like,
jeez.
No, I got hit with clogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got hit with clogs.
It's a fucking 2x4.
We didn't have clogs. We had chancletas. Chancletas. That's what we had. Every mom had one in her hand. She'd take it off her foot and beat the shit out of you with the top.
Oh yeah.
Walking down the street. Nope, that's it.
It's like I think one time we did a list of the things that I've gotten hit with and what hurt the worst.
Yeah.
Shoe was low on the list. Like the top of the list was extension cord.
Oh yeah,
They hurt. They do
you
damage.
know what really hurts? A garden hose.
Oh, they hurt, but they don't cut. The ends might. They hit you
Yeah,
in
the
head.
end does.
You get hit in the head. Yeah.
I just got the clog.
Oh shit! My
you're a
mom would
good
just
boy.
find
Yeah.
something, you know.
My dad did take me once and throw me into the wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Put you through that fucking wall.
I cursed at him first, so I deserved it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck you, man." You said that to your father?
Yeah.
Dude, you're 5'10", 125 pounds. The man's 240 pounds, 6'2". What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, you know what I would have got? Hey, where am I? You'll be okay, son. Wake up.
That's like my dad.
What
one
day
time.
is it?
Yeah, when you get done, when you come through, cut the grass.
Yeah, my sister's got into a fight one time, and my dad came in to break it up. And we had these doors that were like balsa wood. You know, it's like
Oh yeah.
it was like
The
veneer.
hollow core,
Yeah, it was like there was no door there. Somehow, I don't know how the fuck he did it. He slammed that door so loud that when I went outside later, and everything stops, and I go outside. My friends, no,
Your ears were ringing.
no, my friends were outside. They're like, "We thought he shot you." I'm like, what? We thought he got fed up and just shot you.
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god, you heard that? So I don't know how the hell you can even slam a door like that.
I don't know. Sounds like trailer park stuff to me.
I can do
Oh
that.
yeah, definitely. Come for a long line of white trash.
Yeah. That's some trailer park stuff to me.
That's like watching my sisters fight. That's why I was like, I run from girl fights, man. I'm not fighting those things. They're animals.
Yeah, they're brutal.
They try to kill each other.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're out to draw blood and like scar and shit.
Listen.
It's like when my cats fight.
Yeah, it's like they just want to disfigure and murder. Whereas you get in a fight with a guy, you hit him, you're like, we done?
Yeah.
We're not? Okay, hit him again. We done now? Hit you.
Yeah.
All right, let me hit you again.
Yo, girl, I'm telling you, girl fights are the worst because they'll fight and they'll fight again and they'll fight again and they'll fight again. And then they'll get their friends to fight each other.
And then they take the one by the hair into the street.
Yes. And then here's the guy fight. The guy fight is, we'll fight. See you the next time because, hey, you want to go get a beer? Okay.
Right.
You know?
All those
We're
years,
done.
all these years playing hockey, every fight I got into, afterwards, you shook the guy's hand.
Yeah, that's it.
And then half the time, you go out and have a beer with him in the parking lot.
And then your girl's out there go, why would you shake his hand?
No, she was fine with it, but it's like, but it was just one of those things. Like, girls don't, when they're pissed enough to fight, the only fight I ever ran away from was some girl's like, kick your ass. I'm like, I know.
And I don't hit women, so I don't want to be hurt.
I'm like, it's basically like you're just sitting there getting the shit ripped out of you. Your eyes.
You're
pouring
that
out
big
of
dog with the little kitten on its back.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No, thanks. Not that, there's some
Mark
women, I know that.
Anthony.
What?
That was a dog's name, Mark Anthony.
Oh.
They'll be like, look at that rock. Run.
Oh, I just tore my ass across Walker Field and vanished into the woods.
So I went to Iron Maiden on Friday night.
I saw that.
That was good.
Everybody
People were
seemed to go.
confused. People were a little confused because what Maiden does now is they pick a theme for every tour. So it's usually an album somewhere in time.
Hey, it's Biscotti.
It's they pick a theme. So when they do that theme, they do a lot of stuff off that album. They do a couple other songs that are modern from their modern repertoire, and then they pick some classics. And in that approach, there's that one guy who's like, I don't like that. I don't know what that song was. Well, that's because you don't know the new stuff, and there's 25,000 people here, and a lot of them
That's
are
the guy
young,
that says
and they know
yells
it.
Freebird at every concert.
So we were,
Slayer, that's Slayer.
I had no idea. Like I saw Maiden the last tour, and it was packed, but this was fucking sold out. This was insane.
I know Dave Myers, our bass player, our bass player, he went and he posted a bunch of videos.
Couldn't believe it. And there was a lot of young people, and they knew all this, the new stuff that they do, like they did a Samurai album or whatever. And, that stuff's okay. It's a little slower paced, which, you're writing at 60-something years old.
Yeah.
I'm just going to relax on this album.
But I heard they didn't play a lot of some of their classics they didn't put out there.
Well, they couldn't do anything, this is my opinion, off of the first 3 albums. That's because that was Clive Burr on drums.
Oh.
Clive Burr was an extremely fast drummer. And Nico, in his heyday, could do that. Nico had a stroke about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer.
Oh.
So Nico McBrain is not, he said, they didn't think he'd ever even be able to play again, let alone tour. Mm-hmm. The fact that he's doing what he's doing is amazing. And he did a competent job. And that's that I'm not trying to be mean. He did a fucking great job. There were some things, and if you're a musician or a drummer and you were watching Maiden, you know what I'm talking about. There's some things that happen. But the band sounded fucking great and tight and for 95% of the show, it was perfection. And this guy had a fucking stroke. Unbelievable. There was the hospital that he went to, they did a video about it, and I watched that. I went to I don't know how I found this fucking thing, but I find these things. And they did a whole video about him. And it was spectacular. I mean, and it was cool. It was my second time seeing Maiden with my son. When first time I saw Maiden was 1983.
So he went with you before?
I forget what tour we saw.
What do you think?
He loves them. Maiden's one of his favorite bands. Oh. So when my kid was 7 years old, he had Eddie, 6-foot poster in his bedroom. He had the Live After Death 5-foot poster in his bedroom as well. He had Black Sabbath with Dio. He had Kiss all over his room. My kid is an extension of me.
I was going to say, is this your room?
And he had a lot of my posters. He had Black Veil Brides, which of course is his from his era and stuff like that, and Avenged Sevenfold. But his room was no different than the bedroom I grew up in as a kid. It was really cool, and it was great to be able to go to this show with him. I took him and his wife, and her brother, one of her brothers, and we had a great time. So we had a little surprise though. So we were in the club box section. So I was like, the bars, you're right there. You have your own bar. It's not really you have your own bar. It's a bar for the club box that you're in, which is about
you're just sharing it with the
4 or 5
club boxes.
It's 4 or 5 club boxes now. They used to be Club box, club box, club box, club box. They took the wall down and made a giant bar inside of it, and now there's huge bathrooms. And
Hold on, where's this at?
it's on the mezzanine level, the C level they call it, at the where the Sixers and the.
Oh, because they got something
the place
similar
has
to that
changed
at,
I don't know what the name of the fucking place is.
Citizens Bank's got something like that
Okay.
too. The Hall of Fame or
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And they had the same thing where you'll have seats outside,
and then you can come back
and
in.
you come back inside, and you have your own private bar.
This is more of a common bar. It used to be a private bar. Now it's a common bar.
It's not a private bar. Like you're just sharing it with a section of the Hall
So
of
it used
Fame
to be like
club.
60 people per club box. Now it's 4 or 5 club boxes combined. So it's about 120 people that share.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have these really cool bars, and so I walked up, and my son and I had been drinking beers in the parking lot, and then we had a couple beers when we got there, and I'm like, dude, I need like to get to my happy place. That's code for I need fucking liquor. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get myself a rum and coke. He's like, I'll come with you. So the lady, I go up there. I said, I have to get rum and coke, and she goes, okay. I said, can you make it a double? She goes, sure. He goes, I'll take the same. I said, wait till you see the bill on this. So it comes back. I give her a 20% tip. $73 for 2 drinks. 2 drinks, $73 because it was $15 probably per drink, and then the gratuity. I was like, I think I'm in Vegas. Like that was Vegas money, and there's places in Vegas you can pay $22 for a drink, but that was pretty funny, man. I was standing there like,
well, that's like we go to Ocean, Maryland a lot. We go to the place called Purple Moose.
I know the Purple Moose,
and we'll get shots of Patron. It's like $20
for a shot.
For a shot of Patron. I was like, what?
Isn't that crazy, man?
So it'll be a group of us. So one person will buy a round of shots, and the other person will buy a round of shots. That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, it's $120 every time you go up to the bar.
Shit, $20 a shot.
And you need at least 3 rounds to get to that place where you're like, I'm feeling something.
That you're not thinking about.
Wait a minute,
$20
hold on.
a shot.
Who's got the car outside? Yeah, I got my bottle out. Let's go out and we'll prime the pump a little bit. Because that's what we used to do back in the day.
Even in like the late 80s, early 90s, you go to a club down in Philly, and it would be like, $12 for a glass of water. Like I remember going up, can I get 2 glasses of water? And the guy's like, well, you might as well get the shot. And we just went back and forth like that. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I'm like, I just want some water. Well, you might as well get the shot. I don't want a shot. I just want some water. We'll get the shot and it's the same price. And that was way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know a guy, he did that. He went up to get a round of drinks. He laid down a $100 bill and just came back without any...
Nothing.
Yeah, and this was like 20 years ago.
Well, that's like if you go up to the Pocono Raceway, you get a beer. Beer is $6. Okay, now you're in the Poconos. A bottle of water is $8.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? I'm in the Poconos.
We were talking about this the other day. I was around a bunch of friends, and I'm like, whoever thought that they would sell water? Like my grandfather died in '87. He lived with me for 8 years, and he would just be like, "The fuck are you talking about? Selling me water?"
Yeah. Get out of the garden hose.
Now you have all this little like microplastic in your testicles from it. So
Right.
have fun with that.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Well, at least I'm not making kids anymore.
what was it? Monsters of Rock down at JFK. I remember I was thirsty as shit, and bottled water was $10 a bottle.
That was a hot day.
And I'm like, I can't afford that.
My girlfriend passed out at that show.
Yeah, it was like a zillion degrees. There's no shade. It's $10 a bottle for a little bottle of water.
Jesus.
Spring water. And it was like, people were like dying.
We did the jungle juice in the parking lot before we went in, though.
Oh, jungle juice. I don't want to talk about jungle juice.
We didn't have anything. I mean, I was literally out there dying of exposure because I was.
And then we always came with the some herb. So we were always smoking some herb back then. That was the show where George Lynch played a good portion of the show with his back to the audience for whatever reason was going on.
Yeah.
He didn't want you to copy it.
And I was like, "It's my fucking hero."
He knew you were there, and he was pissed.
Scorpions beat everybody that day. Scorpions were the best band on that bill that day.
I always heard they were a good show.
I saw them quite a few times. They're like watching a laser precision machine, but they're German. What do you expect? They come up there, it's like cha cha cha. It's perfect. There's no fuck ups. The timing is impeccable.
They were the loudest band I heard at the Spectrum ever.
Scorpions.
Yeah. Like, I remember that one took 2 days for the tinnitus to go away. Yeah, that was bad.
Every time you say Scorpions, all I can think of is WZZOZ 95.
So, no, I didn't hear that station until I went to Bucks County Community College for the first 2 years of school. And people there would talk about it, and, you occasionally get in the car and I could hear it. I never heard of this place.
That was the best station ever.
I lived in Philly. We didn't get ZZO.
Oh,
we had MMR, YSP. We had PST.
PST, yeah.
And then we had some college stations, and that was it. It was like, oh, what else?
You had like the top 40. What the hell was it?
WCAU Hot Hits.
Yeah.
Ross Britton in the morning.
Was that 98?
98.1.
WCAU or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 98.
Eddie Bruce.
Yeah.
Which is now Eddie Bruce Entertainment. Same guy.
Eagle 106.
I don't think.
The Eagle.
Yeah.
The Eagle 106.
Wait, was
they
there,
used
a
to
screaming eagle? There had to
sponsor-
be a Screaming Eagle.
What was the one? What was the one in the 90s? The Point.
That was 95.7, I think.
Was it? I know because they actually had a club out near the 23 East.
Okay.
Called The Point. And I've been there a couple of times. It was,
I heard.
Pulsations is the place I always think of. That was the ultimate club. That was the great. I went there like 3 times. I saw Ace Frehley there. I went there with the girlfriend. We went there to go dancing, and I was there for something else I can't remember.
What was the one underneath? Pulsation above the After Hours Club.
I don't know.
I just know they had. Like
Was it in the same building?
They had an under 21 club
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about the After Hours.
They had an After Hours Club.
First time I was there, the fucking robot came down. I was like, what the
Yeah. No,
This is
so you had
cool.
Pulsations on the top and an After Hours Club downstairs.
I wish somebody would have told me. I would have
Yeah.
gone. I think I was 21
I
when
wasn't
I
cool
went
enough
there.
to know that.
Yeah.
I just remember being at the bar and the fucking spaceship started to move over my head, and I'm like,
Just come down with the smoke.
like, what the
And
hell?
people were saying that the Maiden stage show reminded them of
Yeah.
Pulsations this
Yeah.
past week.
I remember Pulsations. What was the one over at Valley Forge Music Fair?
Oh, that was Ice or something like that. It's
I don't
downstairs.
know.
Ice was at the Sheraton. That's
No.
where the
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all part of Valley Forge.
well, that's not
It's
near
all
the music fair.
Well, no, not the music fair, but it was connected. You're talking about the music fair or you're talking about Valley Forge
Yeah, Valley
Casino
Forge
area?
Music
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, there was one.
Because they had a crazy place in there.
They had like,
Ice was down in the bottom
Yeah.
under where the
My son's-
casino is now.
Best friend when they were growing up, his father rented that place out so that they had like a bar mitzvah for the kid. And he was in a band with my son and they played there.
yeah.
So they played at his bar mitzvah with all those crazy lights. And I'll play one of their tunes if I can find this.
Back then, all the hotels had clubs in their lobby.
Well, that was
Remember
weird
that?
because over by the music fair, back behind what I forget what it is now, what used to be Winberry's, there's this little motel. And I remember maybe like, oh God, 10 years ago going up that way with my wife, and I'm like, why the fuck is there a shitty motel here?
Yeah.
She's like, the music fair? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, right across
right.
202, right?
Yeah. It's behind, like on the other side of the road from the shopping center there.
Yeah, on the other side of Sweetland Road.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's just a little shitty place. I'm like, it's all dodgy now. I don't even know if it's still there, but I was like, what the hell is it? And oh, right, the music fair. I guess that would be. I mean, why not?
This is the band. They were the pictures are not. They were 13 years old, and this is. I took them and we did a studio thing, but this is the band No Regrets, or it's the band that played in Ice. Ow. Singer's 13 years old in this recording. My son's 14 on drums.
Well, Ice also did have an underage thing. They had underage nights too.
They all had like Thursday nights or something like that.
Yep.
Drums in the basement. Tight. They're tight.
They were good. I was a son of a bitch to these kids.
Yeah.
They used to practice in here.
Hey, you kids, turn it up.
You know where this is, Jim?
Yeah.
It's the abandoned swim club.
You guys get checked for cancer after this? It's not abandoned. It's gone.
It's sinking.
It's a covered hole.
I know.
I think they probably built houses on it by now.
Part of it.
Yeah. I know some of them are like $1 million, like back in the day, like they're huge house, big Toll Brothers houses. And I'm like, you're on a toxic waste dump, yeah?
I have a buddy who has a house back there. So we recorded this. Jimmy DeLillo, you remember that guy?
Yeah.
This is his studio.
Ow, wow.
It was. That's not there anymore.
Where's that taken?
That's
Same
at
spot?
the Abandoned Swim Club.
Almost looks like that skate park under 95.
Wait, you hear this guitar solo? It's a 13-year-old kid playing the solo. Here it comes.
Some triplets in there, too.
I'm in there.
Get out of there, Dad. Can I be in it?
Oh, man. I was that dad.
I'll drive you guys over, but I get to sing.
Yeah. I'm singing.
It was a fun time. Now my son's in Studweiser.
Studweiser?
Yeah.
What happened to the rest of the kids?
He stopped playing.
He's got a third arm growing out of his forehead.
I think he's still playing. And he's a powder coater. He's a powder coater.
Yeah?
That's what he does for a living. Powder coats. He was the bass player. But there was another kid who played bass on some of the recording, too. The bass player from Ivy Stone. That recording is the bass player from Ivy Stone.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because that was tight.
That was
real tight.
They were good.
That's a shame.
That guitar was used on that recording. He had his own Les Paul he brought, and I think we brought that 78. We brought the Gold Top. We brought a couple Mesa Rex, and we brought a Marshall to make that recording. Unfortunately, it's that time again, Jim.
It is.
Uh-oh. Took us right to the edge.
Yeah. I like edging.
You like catching or edging?
Edging.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. I'll explain what it is later.
It makes for a big ending.
I'll show you a website.
You know where they do that?
Yeah, porno movies.
In the White House.
Okay. Well, they used to when Kennedy was around. And Clinton.
Clinton.
That's the.
And that's the truth.
All right, so I've got a gig coming up. I've got 2 gigs coming up this weekend with Old School.
Only
2. We're just doing 2 this weekend. Friday night, Old School will be at the Water Tower. It is the premier event place to see a band in the tri-state area of the Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Delaware area. They have the biggest light show and the largest sound system, except for Blackjack's, but he's not having bands there right now. So both were set up by Mike Calmia. Anyway, I will be there with Old School Friday night, and Saturday night we will be at McStew's in Levittown playing 3 sets, and of course Friday night we'll be with Cross-Eyed Mary. So, and I have a show coming up with Instinct on December 6th at the Rusty Nail. It's a Friday night, I think. It's the first time we're playing out in a couple, probably 8-9 weeks. I think we have because we're recording now. We're doing our new demos and stuff. So, and we're working on some stuff with a radio station in Philadelphia right now, and we'll talk about that later.
WOGL?
Yes, OGL asked us, and we are old. But anyway,
any covers for any of those gigs?
No covers.
Okay.
Everything's free. I like free.
Free's good.
If it's
Free's
free,
good.
it's for me, right?
Yeah, that's how I set those shows up for the Water Tower when I can. So what do you got coming up there, sir?
We got November 30th, Cover Fire. at the ball. I'm going to
Screwballs.
rename it
The
ball. The ball.
I like it.
Screwballs is
We might
now
make
called
that, we're gonna
The
make that
Ball.
stick.
Yes,
Sounds dirty.
that's why we named it that way. Yeah.
Sounds kind of dirty. I like.
Speaking of which, today's. Well, anyway, I'll let that go.
Yeah, so we got November 30th at Screwballs right now. Got
And
some other
that's
stuff.
the band
No.
Cover Fire.
Cover Fire, yes. And I got some stuff from TK2, the other band, that's coming up in January 31st, I think it is. Yeah.
It's a popular. I'm playing that day.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll be at Nick's Woodhaven in Philadelphia.
We'll be right down the street. We'll be down at Sweeney's.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, there
Well,
you go.
you and I spoke about that Instinct. You guys asked if Instinct could do that show,
Yeah.
and I there's certain shows I can get out of, and certain
Yeah.
shows I can't get out of. And
Yeah, it's going to be, so far it looks like Boss Hydro for January 31st at Sweeney's. Boss Hydro and Rat Rod. We played with Rat Rod.
we're doing a show with them in March.
Over, Nothing Fancy.
Monte
One
Carlo, Rat Rod, and Instinct. March 8th, I think it is.
I'm trying to get
Bar
in with
13.
Albert. I want to play with those guys, man.
Al is the greatest.
He's awesome. I love
know.
fucking Monte Carlo, dude.
We'll get some shit going.
Yeah.
we got to talk.
I love those guys, man.
We'll put some shows together.
Yeah, Monte Carlo is awesome. Like it's the Edmund Michaels trying to put all this stuff together.
Yeah.
trying to really support what he's trying to do over there at Sweeney's. He's trying to keep the original music going there.
Well, let me know if anything pops up. I'll get Instinct, and depending on where I'm at, I have a little bit of wiggle room if I have an Instinct, an old school show. So
Now we'll keep in touch. You know that.
Okay, yeah.
Always keep in touch. So that's all I got right now. I got a lot of stuff coming up next year that it's in the works that I just can't really announce.
I understand. I know how that works. I mean, you've never heard the show with Pat?
No.
Pat Shoemaker from Sick Vicky is always. Well, I have things going on. I can't talk about them right now.
I can't talk about them.
But I hear that knocking, which means it's time to go.
Oh God! Now it's got an echo.
Who is it?
That's not it.
I know it's not the right one. Here, I think this is it.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
It almost sounds like a drum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's it. It's over. Go home.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. We're out.
Well,
Thanks,
one
man.
night, not even talking politics at all.
We don't
That's
talk politics.
awesome.
We never
Awesome.
do. Never do.
I love it.
We have opinions, but we keep them to ourselves.
Opinions are like,
That's right.
And I keep that hidden too.
Hey, I got a pull.
Well, it's right here.
It's a balloon knot, is what it is.
I got a pull I need you to clean.
Yeah. Let me know next time there's a thunderstorm. If it ever rains here again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good at cleaning drains. And he can hold his breath a long time, so there's other things you could ask him to do.
Yeah, that's great.
But his wife is only interested in that, so.
That's why she's my wife.
Oh, no.
It's
Chungo.
been fun, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
It's been
coming in,
nice
man.
having you in here.
It was awesome.
That's what she said.
Oh, we're there, are we? All right.
All right.
We'll be back next week, and we'll let you know what the hell we're doing then.
What
the actual fuck?
Sergeant Hartman got excited.
A little bit. He's got to stop screaming in the men's room.
I don't believe I heard you correctly.
All right. Good night.
All right.
See ya. Thanks for shopping by, everybody.
That's right.
That's right.